Ladies and gentlemen, I'd rung 999 and they said they'd be here as soon as possible, but because the weather is just so dreadful, I don't think they'll be here for at least half an hour. I don't really know how we should proceed with things. Perhaps I ought to ask our contestants to join us. I don't think anybody should be allowed out of the room, do you? No. Ladies, why don't you come out here? That's right. Have a seat. We can have a little chat while we wait for the police to arrive. They'll want to speak to everybody, I'm sure. I can't remember when I had more witnesses.
Are you so sure he was murdered? Maybe his heart gave out.
What heart? That old Cogsworth ran on batteries like that blasted rabbit on TV.
But he was nasty enough.
What's nasty got to do with it?
Well, I've read several health articles at the library, of course. And researchers have found out that angry people are far more likely to die from a heart attack than anyone else.
When was the last time you had a checkup, Edna?
Yeah, I bet you're ready to check out real soon.
How dare you!
Ladies, we mustn't antagonize one another. Not now. Not with poor Judge Cogsworth lying in the freezer.
Well, I bet he likes it in there, in the old freezer with all that chopped liver.
Oh, Scooter, you are tasteless.
So chopped liver. Look, I ain't gonna make any bones about it, but I ain't sad that old Cogsworth is gone. And I bet if we ask the folks here if they're sad that old Cogsworth is gone, there wouldn't be a single hand raised. So, let's have it, folks. Raise a hand if you give a hoot that old Cogsworth is gone.
But the man is dead. He died right in front of us.
And you care?
Speak nothing but good of the dead.
Wow, it's going to be pretty quiet round here then, isn't it?
It seems to me, Scooter, that you were holding quite a grudge against Judge Cogsworth.
Can't I dislike someone without having a grudge against them?
But this person has been murdered.
I still don't agree.
How was he murdered?
Well, the logical explanation is that one of these desserts has been poisoned.
Poisoned? I certainly wouldn't put poison into a cake. It would ruin it. And at the price of the ingredients? That would be a crime.
Why don't you try some of your delicious cake, Miss Carter? It looks so rich and moist. It must be almost impossible to resist.
No, thank you, Miss Peabody. But I don't have an appetite.
I didn't think so.
What are you saying? That I?
Yes, what were you dumping on your cake earlier, Edna?
What are you talking about?
You came out here with a small vial of liquid and you poured it all over your cake.
I never.
Don't try and wiggle out of it. We saw you. We all saw you.
Well,
you'll have to tell us or the police. You might as well be honest. We must all be honest.
All right. I really want to win the contest. My charity means so much to me because no one will ever know how much Mumu meant to me. But when I heard that Judge Cogsworth was judging the contest, I knew that a depression cake would not hold up for him. So I figured at the last minute that a bit of brandy would help spice things up, even though I don't really like anything spiced up. And that's what's in the bottle. Just a bit of brandy. Here, you can see for yourself. Here.
It's Brandy. Very old brandy.
I got one bottle left. I only use it for medicinal purposes.
What are you doing?
Maybe it's poison.
It's not. I wouldn't kill anyone.
Oh, are you okay? Are you alright?
It's brandy. Very good brandy.
Peabody.
Then eat some of your cake.
No,
Why not?
because one of them might have done something to it.
Lady, you take that back.
You had as much chance to poison any of these cakes as much as I did. And it would be like you to poison mine so I could be blamed.
Lady, you want a smack in the chops?
She's violent. She could resort to murder.
Look, you old bookend.
Let me try.
Don't touch it, Miss Peabody.
So you poisoned it.
No, I don't know anything about poisons.
But you were in the library yesterday. I saw you. And you were in the 600s.
Excuse me for living.
They call that applied science, don't they, Miss Carter?
Exactly. And that's where we have our 2 volumes on poison.
I was looking for a cookbook. They're also in applied science, Miss Carter.
How can we be sure of that?
Well, you can't. But I shouldn't have to explain what I was doing to you or anybody else. I'm not a suspect in a murder.
Oh, but you are.
How dare you?
All 3 of you are suspects.
But this is all very easy to solve, Miss Peabody. Whichever dessert is poisoned, its creator must be the killer.
Sounds logical thinking.
Crikey, love. You've either got more functional brains or more courage than the SAS combined.
This is delicious cake, Miss Carter. You must let me have the recipe.
Of course. And you see, I couldn't hurt a fly.
Scooter, why don't you try some of your raspberry tart?
Yeah, it's mighty tasty, isn't it? But no, like she said, one of them might have slipped something in it backstage or out here in front of the audience.
Are you all right?
The lights did go out twice, didn't they? But I don't think anybody did any such thing.
Go on. It ain't poisoned.
Quite right. And it's a wonder what you've done with the raspberries, Scooter. A wonder.
Thanks. But what about that?
This wonderful, delicious creation.
Don't
Don't
touch
touch
it,
it.
Miss Peabody.
Don't eat it.
Do you know something about it?
Well, if it wasn't my cake, and if it wasn't her, then it must be.
This delicious creation. That really is delicious.
Don't eat it, Miss Peabody.
No shit, confess.
I'm not confessing. But it has to be poisoned.
Nah. Call the police! Call 999!
Lie down, Miss Peabody.
What's wrong with her doing this?
There's nothing wrong with me.
See, I told you it wasn't poisoned.
Now, how do you get me all confused? Hold on there. Because if it wasn't that, and it weren't that, and it wasn't that, then none of them were poisoned.
Einstein could not have done better, my dear.
And that means the old judge just suffered a heart attack.
The judge was poisoned.
I don't get it.
I think we're going to need some help. And ladies, I believe you've left some lying around. Where are you going, Scooter?
Hold. I'm just gonna go get the
Oh, no. You come back here. It's going to get a tad colder yet. Come and sit down. Now, has anybody got any evidence? Shall we start with evidence about Scooter?
There's a plaque over there.
Oh,
And then snooping around.
yeah, but somebody had to. You say there's a plaque. Ah, tell me, Scooter, what was your maiden name?
I don't have to tell you anything. I want my lawyer.
A maiden name is a matter of public record, and besides, I'm sure there's somebody in the audience who remembers you as a girl.
Everybody in town knew about your family.
Shut up, you old fossil.
Oh, do cooperate, please, Scooter.
All right, it was Thomas.
And Thomas was your brother?
Yeah? What about it?
Oh, I don't know what about it. Perhaps somebody in our audience does. Has anybody found any information about Tommy Thomas? Anybody? Oh, you have. Marvellous. Would you bring it up here for me, please? Thank you so much. Pardon denied. Tommy Thomas, convicted of burglary in 2013 and sentenced to 25 years in prison, has been denied parole. Thomas has repeatedly insisted he is innocent of the robbery of the Kramer jewellery shop. Oh, let me guess who the sentencing judge was.
All right, it was Cogsworth. He was a nasty judge. 25 years for a burglary was just too much. It's not like Tommy did that kind of thing all the time. He just needed to pay off a bit of debt. And this just happened to be the only time he got caught.
And you were close to your brother?
Yeah, I still am.
So you poisoned him.
My brother's very much alive, thank you.
I meant the judge.
Ha ha! He sent your brother to prison and you wanted revenge.
I'll wait 6 years for revenge.
The French have an old saying about that. Revenge is best served cold.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm glad you got that solved, Miss Peabody.
Yes, I've heard you're very good at these things.
But I didn't poison anybody.
And I'm quite certain we've plenty more evidence to be read.
Well, I have her now.
Oh, not so fast. Has anybody in our audience found anything out about Miss Carter? Anything interesting? Anything?
I think somebody found a book, I think.
Oh, a book? Oh, a flower book.
Ew, what's that down there?
Oh, yes.
Next to that lady. You, lady, there. Yeah. Ah.
Get to. Marvellous. Thank you so much, madam.
And what's wrong about book about plants? I have, one of my hobbies is growing herbs at home. I have a lovely window of them. I grow basil, thyme, and rosemary. And if you think there's a cause for accusing me of murder...
So, let me see. Oh, I think, are they letters?
Letters?
Tell me about the letters.
You snooping nosy people? Don't you know it's a sin to snoop? Didn't your mother ever teach you that?
Who were the letters to?
To me. Who else?
And who were they from?
The judge.
They were from him, that horrible judge, yes.
Gosh, that ought to be an unsolved mystery.
And, what sort of letters were they? Does anybody know what sort of letters they might have been? Oh, you do. Love letters.
That's a lie. That man never loved anyone but himself. Never.
could you hate somebody so much that you used to love so much?
I can tell you in 2 words. Mumu.
Oh. We can't get away from that cat of yours, can we?
My beautiful, lovable, soft Persian cat.
You'd had him a long time.
5 years. The happiest 5 years of my life. The only happy 5 years of my life.
Well, you've got another cat now.
But it's not Mumu.
All cats are alike.
No, they're not. They're different as 2 people. And Mumu was the best cat that ever lived. He was always there for me. He would lie above me at night at the headboard. He would cuddle during Star Trek reruns. He would lick my plates after dinner.
I know that this must be very hard for you, but tell me, what happened to Mumu?
Judge Goldsworth.
Tell me from the beginning.
Somehow, he's got this thing for me. He started coming over and taking me out. You know, the usual boy-girl thing.
You mean the over-the-hill gang rides again?
Never having ridden for the first time, I was honestly very flattered by Judge Goldsworth's attention. He even
Asked you to marry him?
yes. But there was one problem. He hated cats. He kept telling me to get rid of Mumu. Then one night after we had an argument about getting rid of Mumu, he stormed out of the house, slipped into his car, started his engine, and
Mumu?
Bye-bye.
you should have checked and called Mumu. He knew that Mumu left to sleep in the engine of the car because it was warm.
Goodness, what a mess that must have been.
Stop it.
Oh, I've seen this kind of thing
Oh,
before.
poor Mumu.
It happened to my sister's cat once.
Stop it.
It was a regular cat fur blizzard.
Stop it.
Can I safely say then that that was the end of the relationship?
I hated him from that moment on.
Enough to kill him. It makes sense, Miss Peabody. I think I hear a siren.
Not so fast, Mrs. Mason. There may well be important information that the audience have found out about you. Has anybody got anything to tell us about Mrs. Mason? Oh, what's that you've got there? A savings
There's a
book.
passbook here
Oh,
with lots
wonderful.
of payments coming out.
And has it got a note, I see? Oh,
Yes.
marvellous. Do bring them up for me, please, madam. That's wonderful.
That's my
Thank you
personal
so
effect. None of your business.
But you want this sold, don't you, Mrs. Mason? One of you is guilty, but the other 2 will remain under suspicion unless we can prove your innocence.
Oh, well, if you put it like that.
Well, let's have a look then. Oh, there are a number of very healthy deposits. Very added. And then, oh, what's this? Last Tuesday, there was a withdrawal for £10,000.
So, I bet she was having her hair done or something.
£10,000, Mrs. Mason. What did you do with the money?
It's none of your business. Wild horses couldn't drag it out of me.
Very well. Let's move on to the note. By Tuesday, or suffer the consequences. You know who. Whatever could it mean?
Cat, got your tongue?
It sounds like blackmail to me. Who was blackmailing you?
You know very well, Miss Peabody. You always know everything. So why bother wasting time asking me?
Because you have to tell us. Now, Mrs. Mason, take a deep breath and tell us who wrote the note.
Judge Cogsworth.
Gosh, this guy sure gets around.
And what was he blackmailing you for?
Traffic offence.
You mean you bumped him off over a traffic fine?
I didn't bump him off. I couldn't bump anybody off.
But a traffic fine.
Well, yes, my third this year. I just can't seem to go slow enough to satisfy the police. Anyway, after the last fine, my husband was so angry. He threatened to take the keys away of my BMW and told me I'd have to get the bus everywhere.
Oh, but we haven't got a bus line.
You get the picture then. Anyway, a few weeks ago, I was pulling out of the little parking space at the grocer's in the village, and I drove straight into the back of this man. Well, I covered the insurance by paying cash to have both our cars repaired, and thankfully, Byron was on business in Caracas. But then I got fined for driving without due care and attention.
So we went to Judge Cogsworth.
Yes, I begged him to let me off. He said it would cost me. I said, well, money's no object. That's when he demanded £5,000. So I paid the money, the fine was dropped, and I thought, well, that was that. And thankfully, Byron never knew a thing.
But then the judge got greedy.
Yes, he called me up and demanded £10,000. That's the withdrawal in my savings account.
And had he made any further demands before today?
No, but...
But he was going to. Ah, yes. Paints quite a pattern, doesn't it? So you're best off rid of him, aren't you?
Oh, I've never been so relieved in all my life. But I didn't kill him. I couldn't kill anyone, not even for money.
But somebody did. And now we know why. But we're not quite sure who or how.
Gosh, I guess that's that then.
Well, not quite.
What do you mean?
Whoever killed Judge Cogsworth warned him first. I suppose they wanted to give him time to get his affairs in order.
Or to worry and suffer.
Yes, but early on, you see, I found this in his coat pocket. It's a warning note. It's made out of magazine clippings. It says, "You die soon, prepare." And on the envelope, the judge had written in his own handwriting, obviously, "If I die, look under chair."
Look up the chair. That guy was off his rocker.
No, a more logical man never lived.
What chair?
It must be one of the chairs in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, do amuse yourselves and do be so kind as to look under your chair and see if there's any message. Anything that can help us solve this little mystery. That's so kind of you. Gosh, he's very good at hiding it, wasn't he?
Oh, what?
They're very good. He was very good at hiding, wasn't he? He obviously didn't want the evidence to be found.
Here, what about that lady there? She looks like she's got a bit of juicy gossip.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you, madam. Do you mind bringing it up here?
Wow.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you.
please, Miss Peabody. This is not our business.
But it is our business. It is all our business. We are all witnesses. But somebody in this room is the murderer. See what it says. If you are reading this letter, I am dead. I didn't think she would really do it. She's such a fool. But as good as I am at judging people, I suppose I can't be 100% right. I worked out that the message came from her because of the paste. She still uses that smelly old school paste every day in her work. It's unmistakable. How could anybody be so stupid as to use old school paste? Those letters were stuck on the page with old school paste.
Finish it!
Anyway, there's a cell waiting for her. In fact, it's got her name on it. It says...
Finish it!
Go on.
All this sleuthing has made me feel so very hungry. I think...
What are you doing?
I think I'm just going to have another piece of your delicious depression cake.
Are you out of your
Miss
mind?
Carter. Not quite.
What did it say?
No, I really think it's better that the guilty party confesses.
Well, she hasn't said anything up until now, so what makes you think she'll change her mind?
This really is delicious cake, Miss Carter. And the brandy is the perfect touch. You really must let me have the recipe. My grandchildren are coming to stay for the holidays, and I know that they'll really enjoy this. Have you met my grandchildren? 12 of them. I know I don't look old enough. A more lively bunch there never was.
What are you doing?
I just want to wipe my mouth.
That's Judge Cogsworth's
Oh, I'm
kid.
sure I won't catch it.
Put it down.
What's the matter, Miss Carter?
Drop it.
What's the matter with you, Miss Carter?
She doesn't want me to die like the judge did.
The napkin killed him.
It had been poisoned with the residue of a plant and left to dry. As soon as it touched Judge Cogsworth's moist lips, it absorbed into his system.
You're crazy.
That's why you had the book on plants, Miss Carter. You needed to think of a poison that could be absorbed but not ingested. You couldn't poison the dessert, so you cleverly thought of the napkin.
You're getting me all confused. I don't get it.
You stupid infantile brat. You could never figure out anything so clever. But my Momo deserved justice. You don't hack any one of my cats to pieces without paying the price. And to clue you in, Miss Peabody, I use monk's wood. Quick, absorbs well, and it's very, very deadly.
And of course, it grows everywhere around here.
Well, I've got one thing to say to you.
What's that?
You shall have your cats.
Oh! That will be the police. You mustn't go anywhere because they'll want to take statements from all of you. But it does seem that the weather has improved, so don't worry, you'll get home on time.
Miss Peabody, there's still something.
Oh, I can't think what.
Who won the contest?
Oh! Let's have a look and see, shall we? Oh dear. Oh dear. It seems that Judge Cogsworth, in all his enthusiasm, forgot to judge the mason torch. So, unfortunately, it's gone to the grave with him.
Oh, Bob.
But what about the prize money?
Well, I'll have a chat with the committee, but I'm sure that we can split the proceeds between your charities. But I'm afraid, Miss Carter, the cats will go empty-handed this year.
Why, you're